So welcome to part 5 of the crossover, and please go watch part 4 before this. And if you don't know what happens, here's a bit of a recap. Batman dies like a bitch. Now let's get into it. So after everything that happened last episode, a new universe was created, and we start off with Supergirl. Yay! And basically, she wakes up in her apartment, right? And then she just like starts freaking out, shooting lasers out of her eyes and everything. And her sister's just like, "Yo, bro, chill. What you doing?" And then Supergirl's just like, "Where am I? Where is this? What's happening?" And her sister's just like, "Yo, bro, what the hell was you doing last night? Chill." And then Supergirl's just like, "All right, I'ma chill. So then her friend, I think, calls her and she's like, "Yo, get to this Nobel Peace Prize thing, conference thing." And Supergirl was just like, "All right, dope." So she goes over there, right? And it turns out that Lex Luthor was getting the Nobel Peace Prize, right? And so he comes up to the podium. Supergirl's just like glaring at him. She's like, right? And so he comes up to the podium, right? He comes up to the podium to make a speech. He looks down at her and literally winks at her. He's just like, "Bitch, I ain't going nowhere." What the hell, man? That was actually the first time I think Supergirl has made me laugh. That's the most entertaining thing I've ever seen. Anyway, we're moving on. So it turns out that Lex Luthor is now Supergirl's boss, as well as getting the Nobel Peace Prize. And Supergirl's like hella pissed about it. And then Martian Manhunter shows up and he's just like, "Yo, we're the only ones to remember anything because we're the Paragons and we were the ones that, helped Oliver create the universe." Wink, wink, nut, nut. Anyway, and then suddenly, Weather Wizard's dumbass Asian daughter shows up. And then Supergirl's just like, "Psh, I gotta go stop her ass." So she flies and, the chick is just out there just like creating like wind with her Gandalf staff. And then Flash shows up and knocks her ass out. And then they're just like, "What are you doing on my Earth? What are you doing on my Earth?" Right? And apparently they've been living together like literally across the pond. Straight up like Batman and Superman. And then we get a cameo, as far as I know, from the dude who wrote Crisis back in like the 70s. And he's hella old. And they're just like, "Yo, how long have we like lived, across the pond from each other?" And he's just like, "Oh, it's always been like this." So yeah, all of the Earths merged into one. So that's special, I guess. I was kind of predicting that this would happen because that's kind of what happened in the original story. But great, I think, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So then we see Nash Wells, right? And he's just taking a nap inside of the sewers because, I don't know, maybe that's his idea of fun. I don't know. And then some workers come in and like wake his ass up. Anyway, Sarah goes to see Ray. Oh yeah, Sarah wakes up, by the way. And she's in Star City and she goes and talks to Ray. And Ray doesn't remember nothing because he wasn't there. He don't know. And then Martian Manhunter shows up. He's just like, "What's up, guys?" And then he like puts his hand on like their forehead and starts, making people remember things. And then Ray's just like, "Whoa, that's sad," huge L for everybody. And then Sarah's just like, "Well, maybe Oliver could still be alive because, we're still alive, so maybe he is too." So she goes to the Arrow bunker, and then Diggle, Renee, and Dinah are there. And they're all grieving because Oliver's dead. And then Sarah's just like, "No, he ain't dead. He can still be alive." But, Sarah's just like, she's in denial. But then, Diggle comes up and he's crying, and then everybody starts crying because Oliver's dead. And, big sad. So, Nash wakes up in Star Labs, right, with Caitlin. And then the Martian Manhunter walks up to him and like restores his memories. And then Nash is just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I let the anti-monitor out. It's my, I did this. I'm so sorry. It's my L." And then Barry and Supergirl go to the Arrow bunker and they're just like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?" did you know that Art's fused? This is amazing. And then everybody else is sad. And they're just like, yo, what's going on? And then Sarah's just like, yo, Oliver's dead. And then everybody's sad again. But then suddenly Bebo attacks. Okay, guys, let me vent here for a second, right? If you don't know what this thing is, right? A couple of years ago, the Legends of Tomorrow came out with this, like, plushy toy who was apparently like a god or something, right? Let me tell you. This joke stopped being funny like 3 years ago. It's ran its course. Enough with the Bebo. For crap's sake. Anyway, I'm sorry for venting. Just enough, guys. Legends stopped being funny like 2 years ago. You only just stop with these dumbass jokes. Anyway. So Sarah calls her dudes on the Wave Rider, right? And in this scene, there are like so many fourth wall breaks. You talk about the crossover and stuff, and it is like very, very distracting, dude. Like, what is going on? I know that Legends like to do this, but it is very, very distracting. Like when it comes to like everybody else. Like, whatever. Moving on. Anyway, everybody goes. By everybody, I mean Flash, Supergirl, and Atom. They go to battle the big ass Bebo, and they take a cable and try to like cut it in half because reasons. But it turns out that it doesn't work. You know, the cable just goes right through him. So it turns out that the Bebo was created by this one magic dude, and he's robbing a bank because of course he is. And so Barry and Sarah show up, and Sarah. Yeah, Barry and Sarah show up, and like they beat the crap out of that magic dude, and so Bebo turns into a big puddle of something. I don't know. He melts. So that's the end of that. And then everybody just like starts celebrating, pouring that champagne, and then Nash shows up, and he's just like, "Yo, what is y'all doing? The Anti-Monitor's still alive. We got to go, fam." So Sarah is chilling by herself, still sad that Oliver's dead. And then Barry shows up, and he's just like, "Yo, Sarah, what you doing, bro?" And then Sarah's just like, "You know, like, I really miss Oliver because he was like my last tether to my old life," which is technically not true because, I mean, you still got family members and like friends and stuff. So I don't really know what this means, but okay. And then, you know, Barry's talking to her, and, you know, they're like lamenting about Oliver, you know, remember him. And then like a shadow thing just comes out of nowhere and tries to give Barry a hug, but Barry's like, "No hugs," and like kills it. So Sarah thinks that they are on some sort of hit list, and they're just like, "All right, so we gotta go rescue Asian dude because he's probably going to get, you know, smacked." So Sarah goes and rescues Asian dude and his baby, and they bring, you know, all of the heroes together. And the Asian dude is just like, "Yo, how about, right, we shrink the Anti-Monitor, and that's how we'll beat him." Bruh, this is what you come up with? You just go shrink him, and that's gonna be it? Whatever. So the team goes and goes to confront the Anti-Monitor, right? While like the science nerds try to create like a bomb to shrink him or something. And the Anti-Monitor comes up and is just like, "Y'all's gonna die." And then the hero's just like, "No, we ain't." And so a bunch of shadows show up, and so they start battling. And then back at Star Labs, Black Lightning shows up. Why is he there? Who knows? He's just there just cause. Out there just shooting lightning out of his hands. So he showed up for like 3 seconds. Then the Anti-Monitor's just like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And then he becomes a giant, basically. Yeah, he apparently has the ability to grow like to like 100 feet tall. And so, you know, they gotta battle this thing now. So Supergirl and Superman are flying around, shooting laser eyes at the Anti-Monitor, but it's not doing nothing. And then Barry runs and retrieves the shrink bomb from the scientist dudes. and then he runs and gives it to Supergirl. And then it's a very weird scene because he gives it to her, right? And then she just like, someone tells her, throw it like a girl, right? And then she's just like, always, throw it like a girl.
Always.
And throws the bomb at the antimatter, and then he shrinks to oblivion and dies or something. He goes to the microverse, apparently. So, what the hell was that about? What was the throw it like a girl scene about? That was weird. Anyway, so antimatter is gone, and then the Whammon president, yeah, they have a Whammon president. She addresses the fact that Oliver's dead, and she's like, yo, let's give him like a moment of silence. And then she's like, thank you, Oliver, for like saving us, and blah blah blah. Anyway, then we see Diggle, who apparently has a daughter and a son this time, because remember Barry doing that whole Flashpoint thing? Yeah, that's all undone now. He has 2 kids. Anyway, then we see Superman, and just flying around, and apparently he has 2 kids as well. So, I mean, good on you, spin-off show, go, I guess. I don't know. So then we see Oliver, right? And he like does the same evolution speech that the Monitor did in the beginning of Crisis. You know how the Earths and stuff was created. Basically evolution, that speech. And then basically the Justice League is formed. And no, before that we see cameos, baby. Hell yeah. I think we see cameos from Titans, the Swamp Thing, some robot dude, and some other ones that I can't remember right now. Anyway, so yeah, cameos, everybody. All your favorite shows is back. What about all the other cameos like Batman 89 and all that? I have no idea. They don't show them. They dead. Who cares? And anyway, so basically the Justice League is formed, sort of. Except that they can't use that name. But they go over there, they light a fire for Oliver, and everybody is, big sad that Oliver's dead. But Barry, no. So while they're talking, right? Black Lightning and Batwoman are there. And I have to ask, what the hell are they doing there? Because Black Lightning even says, I don't know, I didn't know who Oliver was. Then why the hell are you here, dude? I'm serious. Black Lightning and Batwoman, they didn't even know Oliver that well. I understand Supergirl and Flash and Sarah. I understand why they are there, because they've known Oliver. But what about everybody else? They don't know who he is. Why are they here? Pretending like they've been friends for years. What the hell is this? Why the hell were they there? That's dumb. Anyway, Flash goes and he reveals the table. And they all sit around in a circle like the Justice League used to do. And they leave a spot empty for Oliver, which is kind of a cool gesture. And that's basically how the episode ends. And then we see a monkey escape. And that's that. That's the whole episode. So yeah, that's the end of the crossover. What do I think about this episode? I think that I think a lot of things, but here's my one major issue, right, with this episode specifically. It is very tonally inconsistent, right, because half of this episode is people being sad and lamenting that Oliver died in order to create, the universe, And then the next scene, we see freaking Bebo with his dumb ass just running around the whole city breaking things. This was so tonally inconsistent. I was so frustrated watching this episode. What the hell are y'all doing? What the hell was this episode? I know that this is a Legends episode, and Legends are all wacky and crap like that. But dudes, have some consistency, for crap's sake. And Legends, get your crap together, for crap's sake. Why am I yelling so much? Why am I so angry? Anyway, so the tone, way off. I don't know what they were doing in this whole episode, right? I liked everything, with Oliver and people being sad about him, and I like the fact that they touched upon it, and it's not just like, oh, whatever. And I really like that. So Oliver's dead, for good, I think. Still have 2 more episodes of Arrow, so his ass might just show up. We don't know. But I think the fact that Oliver is kind of dead, I don't know. I think they did that really well, in this episode specifically. If you want to know my thoughts overall on this crossover altogether, I'll probably make a separate video for that, because this video is already like hella long. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense, and I will be seeing you next time. Goodbye.